until the end.
I don't know what you call that type of performance, but it was dope, meaning that it was dominant.
In our main event on Fight Island.
A takedown in every round. Obviously led in striking.
That is veteran savvy. That's heart toughness.
Like, this is the best I've ever seen her look.
Domination.
That's domination from
clear domination. Well, we're going to talk about it, get you some highlights, brief highlights on T-Street Controversy with FightView360.com.
We could certainly look at that 5 rounds as a
She
big
beat her
reason
down.
why, as she mounts another case. We'll make it official and hear from Holly Holm when we come back.
So let's mute right there. All right. So we're here live real time. I'm going to get you some highlights. Actually, no, we're not real time. Well, I'm real time uncut, but this main event ended probably like 15 minutes or so, but I was over covering the top rank card. So what I was looking at as I was looking at the rankings here is that the women's UFC bantamweight division is pretty top heavy. You know, when you look at the fact that Holly Holm is, what is she in her last 5? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She is 3-5 in her last 8. 3-2 in her last 5. 2-2 in her last 4, yet she's pound for pound. Now, of course, she was taken on a 1 round by Amanda Nunes. I would love to see that rematch, by the way. Oh, wait, let's listen in their back.
Rounds, Holly Holm with an impressive performance here to make it official, Joe Martinez.
Please subscribe, by the way.
After 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals. 50-44, 50-45, and 50-45. All for your winner by
Where'd that round come
unanimous
from? Probably round 1.
The Preacher's Daughter, Holly Holm!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Holly Holm. Holly, that was a dominant performance, but you had to work hard to stay away from her. What was the game plan coming in?
Oh, you know, she's a mover, just like me. So I just had to think about what I got to do to block if I was fighting myself a little bit, you know.
Like, that was like a
really,
spar
I have
for her.
nothing to do with this. My coach is telling me what to do. It all comes down. I've said every fight, if I've ever lost, it's not because of the coaching, it's because of my performance. So tonight we just kind of put the game plan together and was able to be victorious.
And that was the game plan. Were there any variables, anything that surprised you about her?
Well, we have a game plan for if it's here, do this. If it's here, do that. If it's here, do this. So there's some things that I need to work on, obviously, but I always say I like to learn from my wins and not from my losses because I learn each time. So
this was
the
the
goal
most
is
impressive
obviously
to
to get
me.
back to the belt. You want that gold
The one
around
in
your
each
waist.
round.
What do you need to do to get there?
just keep working hard like I am. You know, when I first came into MMA, it was kind of like, you know, watch out for her boxing. And then when I started throwing the kicks in their faces, they're like, watch out for her kicks. And then I start, you know, watch out for her clinch or, you know, my wrestling. Or so when I came over to MMA, I didn't come to be a boxer in an MMA cage, you know, in an octagon. I came to be a mixed martial artist, and it's taken time. I didn't start any grappling until like 4 weeks before my first fight in MMA. So I'm still very green. I'm learning, so I just want to put it all together.
And have you got anybody in mind? Is there one person that you think could get you a title shot, or is it straight to the belt for you?
I like to just let the future fold out, you know. I have a great team around me that worries about that, and I just train.
Congratulations on an excellent win.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to everyone at home. I know everybody always says that.
I wonder how they do it.
We couldn't be here without all your love and support. Love you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the preacher's daughter, Holly Holm.
Because they
Mission
did
accomplished here for
have...
Holly Holm. It's backflip time after the victory. She's been doing it for a long, long time. Well, the UFC Fight Night Post show on ESPN Plus. That starts in just a moment. That's how you cap it off. Up next on ESPN at Sports Center for Paul Felder and Dan Hardy and our world-class crew. I'm Brendan Fitzgerald. Good night from Fight Island.
All right, so what I was saying is, I know how it works in boxing, and you know I'm still learning the politics of UFC, especially since when it's UFC, you're dealing with one entity, not like boxing, when you're dealing with multiple promoters and managers and all that shit. So in boxing, normally when you would feature two fighters in the same division, chasing the same thing on the same card, pretty much 1 and 2 in the rankings of the women's. They are 1 and 2 in the rankings of the women's bantamweight UFC division. You know, that pretty much means what would mean in boxing that they're on a collision course to fight each other. And if you know, what year was that? That was 2 years ago, wasn't it? Or was it 3? Remember, I'm writing off 2020. Like 2020 just was crazy. So she fought Randamie, and that was in 2017. So by the time they would fight, it would be like 2021. Listen, that rematch, I think that rematch makes sense, right? But then again, like, does Amanda Nunes pick one of them to fight? Or, like, you know, like, how does that work? You know? How does that work? Well, I guess we'll just have to see, right? I mean, I would want to see her. See, you know, I have a different taste, you know, I've learned, even when it comes to boxing. And I'm starting to learn when it comes to UFC, because a lot of people was like reading on social media and everything. They're like, oh, this is a trash card. UFC putting on one of the worst cards of the year. But I enjoyed this card. I even watched the co-feature. You know what I'm saying? I do a video because, you know, my whole thing is like, you're not ranked. So it's like, no disrespect, but I got a busy night. I'm covering boxing and UFC. If you're not ranked, then I really don't, you know. And I already covered a Paul Kroll fight who wasn't ranked in boxing. But anyway, moving on. The point I'm trying to make is I enjoyed, that's probably the Holly Holm joint. I enjoyed the event. And I would enjoy Holly Holm versus, well, actually it will be Randamie versus Holm 2. Because Randamie won the first fight. I got to go back and watch that fight. Was it controversial or was it a clean win? I was trying to say earlier in my Randamie video that on UFC 3, like, she's a beast, you know, video game thing, you know. But I'm on UFC 4. It's TST controversy. It's my Xbox Live gamer tag. So yeah, you know, solid card. I mean, looking at the rankings, she dominated this girl, though. This poor girl got dominated. And the thing is, you know, and she couldn't cut off the octagon. She was literally following Holly Holm around the octagon, you know? And you can just tell Holly Holm just was doing whatever she wanted to do. Like, it was clear, like, whatever she wanted to do, she was doing. All right, we got to get up out of here.
Holly Holm, as we continue the action on Fight Island, week 2 of our 5
I wonder if they're going to give her.
Is now in the books.
Let's check.
Put her on the floor and then use that physical strength in that top position to make the shots count. And Aldana kept chasing, but she kept walking onto things, and it just made it easier and easier for Holm the longer the fight went. And in that last round, the sprint finish, side kicks to the face, lots of screaming, lots of key eyes, lots of movement. A really good performance from Holly Holm.
Yeah, I don't think there's one person in this arena who wasn't afraid of her after that last 30 seconds. That was...
I love me some Angie Overkill Hill, but her voice takes some getting used to, bro. And she knows it. She grew up with that shit. You know, that shit takes some getting used to. You guys have a good night. See you next week.
That was a sprint, and it really showed how passionate she is about taking that title and the fact that she did want to put on that emphatic performance. The circle